Catherine Goshen, a professional astrologer, and in this video I want to talk about the sign of Cancer, Sun and Rising for the whole of 2024. So welcome here, Cancer. For those of you who are returning, it's good to see you back. Post me a comment below how 2023 was for you, is for you. And to anyone who is new, welcome here. I hope that you find something useful to take you through 2024. So let's look at an overview and then we'll go month by month. And when I do give a date, for example, a date of a new or a full moon, take a day on either side because it depends what time zone you're in. And sometimes you're going to experience it a little before or a little bit after New York time, which is the time that I'm using in these videos. As a Cancerian, Sun or Rising, you are very much affected by the movements of the moon and in particular by eclipses. For you, Cancer, this is in the areas of your life which have to do with work and home. So for most of 2024, eclipses, 3 out of 4 are going to take place in those areas of your life, giving you the opportunity to activate, to reveal what changes need to take place there. And depending on how aligned you are, living your life purpose, living your chart, these eclipses could reveal what needs to be seen, or they could be very, very positive, where they are elevating you and showing you the next step in your career or at home. There may be shifts in the home, children coming and going, parents coming and going. There could be an upwardly mobile shift in your career, something that you need to administrate and to manage and to go for. We also have continuing energies in that area of the group, of the organization, of the friendship area of your life until around May 26 of 2024, because you've had Jupiter in that area for a while, expanding that theme in your life. And I hope that you have widened your friendship circle or put a lot of energy into furthering the endeavors of a positive group that you belong to, organization, team, clinic, whatever the case. And as June gets underway, Jupiter is going to switch into a different part of your chart, and it will be there all the way until mid-2025. And that's a part of your chart which is more about taking a step back from the world and connecting with your own spiritual or inner experience, and maybe taking a step back from those friends, those groups, those organizations where you've been giving so much of your time. And you'll see how that plays out. Always adjust what I'm saying. If you're retired, you adjust accordingly. When I speak about work and let's say you don't work, know that there's going to be some kind of shift asked of you in your public persona, how you manifest in the world, how you step out there, and always in relation to home. And that axis also has to do with parents, with our roots, where we come from. So there may be a trip back home or a wish to find out more about the past. Endings and beginnings are often favored during this time. So be open to that and be open to exploring those areas in your life, while you, of course, manage the day-to-day nitty-gritties of living, which you do so well, taking care of everybody else, and I hope taking care of yourself. So let's go month by month now, Cancer. January 2024 gets underway, and I see you are busy with routine matters, maybe at home, taking care of your business, maybe taking care of family, And also there's the potential to get your health in order at this time. We've got Mars, we've got Mercury, we've got Venus, all in that area of your chart which favor taking care of. Maybe there's a little bit of weight loss that's going on because you've had an indulgent December. Whatever the case, honor that. Take some time, walk it out, and by January 4th, the shift of energy changes as you step out, you engage in the outer world. For most of January on into early February, the emphasis for you is on partnership. If you're single, it's a great time to go out there, put yourself out there, maybe do some dating. If you're happily single or, not interested in being in a relationship, this is just a good time to get out the house. Don't sit around. There's strong energies coming in to manifest in the world. We're also going to have a new moon in that part of your chart. That is on the 11th of January. So put yourself out there. If you're in a happy, committed relationship, invest in that relationship. Cook each other's favorite meals, do something special, and use January to reconnect. After that new moon, also a great time to enter into business partnership with anyone, or to get something going that is activating you for the year ahead. Around January 25th, full moon in Leo. In that area of your chart where you asked to value yourself, to shine, what do you value in yourself, and are you satisfied with the resources that you accumulate? Are you satisfied with the salary that you earn? And if you're not, what are you going to do about it? And the action for those questions comes up after February 9th, where there is a new moon in the area of your chart asking you to assimilate the values of others, possibly the money that is coming to you through other sources. And whatever way this is affecting you, it's a good time to evaluate your self-worth and to connect it to resources. Are you overspending? Are you underspending? Themes around money and resources shared with a partner, these deepen after February 13th, where the action planet enters into that part of your chart. It's asking you to do things like start to get your taxes in order. And if financial issues are not something that you're relating to, what I could also be seeing in late February, early March, is an emphasis on going deeply into something such as therapy. Maybe you've decided to finally enter into therapy, or maybe you've decided to embark on a study. Whatever the case, there's some kind of activity required where you are going to process things deeply at this time. And of course, with each area of our chart, there are many ways the energy can manifest. Venus also enters into this area of your chart. That means that money could be coming in. By March, there's a real shift into a positive area of life. I see you maybe going on a trip or planning an overseas, a long distance trip at that time, especially around the third week in March. There's real activity to expand your horizons. Take on a new course of study, something big. Maybe you joining a new religious sect. Maybe you are writing a book. Whatever the case, it would be wonderful if you can engage the positive energies that are coming into that sector of your chart in March and allow them to manifest. If you can't travel at this time or you can't plan a trip, then possibly you want to buy a new book and do some armchair travel, or something that expands your mind and also feeds your soul. Dear Cancer, as we come to the end of March, we start the eclipse season. And for you, the first eclipse of the year will be in the area of your chart that rules the home. And that will be on March 25th. And then on April 8th, there will be a solar eclipse in the area of your chart that rules work and career. So that is the time of year that you want to be alert and active and aware of possible opportunities. Now, the way to work with eclipses is not to make major moves or shifts a week before the eclipse. So that would be the week before March 25th. If you're working in tune, you'd just like to see how things develop. Again, energy might be released after that, and you might understand a lot more of what's going on. If we're not talking about home and work, we could be talking about one of your parents, or as we mentioned earlier, roots and exploration in those areas. Then we have the eclipse on April 8th. So again, that week before, take it easy. There may be some tension at home. There may be some tension in your career. Hold the energy and wait until after April 8th. That whole week, something is going to unfold and will be shown to you. And then you will be able to move forward with more information than you had before that eclipse season began. You're also going to be given a career boost at work or in the public. If you're retired, stepping out there in the community. Let's say you're a stay-at-home mom. Maybe this is going to be your time to get out, to step out. Whatever the case, don't make major decisions in that early part of April, because there is also a Mercury retrograde cycle going on in that house of career. That's taking place from April 1st to the 25th. So a wonderful time to reorganize, refresh, check on everything, throw out what you don't need in the home. And after the 25th, you're going to feel that forward moving motion at work, in your public standing. Possibly there have been delays in mortgage signings or leases. That's going to move forward at the end of April. And that public or energized part of your chart that also rules the career is going to receive an extra boost from April 30th. Right at the end of the month, action planet Mars will move into that area of your chart. So May is really the time of hard work for you. This is the time you plan to do all your extra presentations, traveling for work, and you can prepare because you know it's coming up. And you will be helped to achieve your goals at this time. And goals are so important now because you're wrapping up that cycle, because you're going to feel that shift on May 26 when Jupiter changes signs. So make a note in your calendar. This is important. What are you doing that week of May 26? Because you want to plant seeds. It's going to be with you for the next year, this energy. And this energy may allow you to reconnect with your spiritual practice. And you could even pick up a book just arbitrarily, and this book is going to open up new worlds for you. So Cancer, I want you to be open to that. On a very practical level, you may find yourself a little bit more withdrawn. If spiritual things are not really a day-to-day theme in your life, you may simply find yourself pulling away from certain friends, pulling away from certain groups, and feeling like you want to spend a little bit more time alone. That's absolutely acceptable now, because you're processing a lot and you're receiving energies which are allowing you to focus on you and your own journey. The month of June looks pretty relaxing for you, Cancer, and especially after the 9th, where you've got this kickback energy. So I invite you to do so if you're able to. On the 17th of June, beautiful energy floods into your sign. Venus enters there, Mercury. 17th is actually a very good day to get your message out. So if you want to send out an invitation or post something positive, it will have a far reach on that day. And of course, on the 20th this year, the sun enters your sign, and that's my opportunity to wish you a very, very happy birthday. Many happy solar returns. I hope that the year is positive and productive for you. And Cancer, this is a wonderful time to just speak a little bit about your archetype. I feel called to two kinds of archetypes usually for the Cancerian person. One is a Artemis goddess archetype who cares for the young. And we see this in the very nurturing side of Cancer. Whether you are male or female, there is a very, very strong tendency to nurture and to care for others. The other archetype is the other face of Artemis, the moon goddess. She was the huntress, and she wished to run free with her women, with her female friends. She begged her father Zeus that she would not be forced to marry. And this is showing through the mythology the very strong independence of the Cancerian archetype, needing the security of the home, able to nurture and care for others, but not necessarily choosing to give up one's independence. So there's an interesting polarity going on there between wishing to be in relationship and in family, and then having this great strength to be independent, to hunt for oneself, and to provide for oneself and not give up one's independence for another. And this brings us to your beautiful new moon, which is on July 5th of this year. So that's your time, Cancer, to set your intentions for the year ahead. What do you wish to achieve for yourself? August looks like a great time to spend with siblings or with friends that you haven't seen for a long time, in particular friends that you grew up with or were at school with, possibly quite long ago. But there's a lot of activity in that area of your chart asking you to reconnect with people, especially people that you were once close with in your community. This is because we've got a Mercury retrograde in that area, asking us to kick back a little, not to rush about, not to overcrowd our calendars. And of course, there are many of us that work right through August. If you do, just be aware not to overcrowd your calendar, because when Mercury is retrograde, we don't want to rush about. There are often traffic jams, travel delays, road construction, sometimes even delayed flights. So accept that and program your journey well, and allow time for connections. Allow extra time, and all will be smooth, all will be well. The beginning of August, there's also a new moon once again in that area of your chart to do with money, finances. Maybe you're turning over a new leaf. Maybe money is coming in there at the beginning of August, and it's a good time just once again to reflect, to balance the books. Is everything good with my financial health? And can I plan accordingly for the last quarter of the year? We're on to September, Cancer, and September 1st is a wonderful excuse to kick back a little, because there is an energy adjustment for the whole planet. So when we have this kind of planetary movement, it can wire our nervous systems. I invite you the day before, the day after, the day of, simply to get to bed early at that time. Turn off the TV, turn off your cell phone, and allow yourself an excuse to read a book, maybe by candlelight, and to really relax the nervous system, slow down. And, you know, we're consuming more and more media. I'm very aware of this. I have 2 teenagers, so I'm very much in tune with the pace of the world. And our bodies need time without cell phones, without media. So allow that for yourself. Water is very, very good for you, Cancer, to defrag your nervous system. So take a bath, go swimming, whatever opportunities you can, and allow the excess emotional energy also to wash off you. You know, a lot of things come through our phone, and one of those is also emotional content. So this could be a good time to reflect, are you consuming too much content? And is the content you consume healthy for you? Around September 4th, you'll also have an energy adjustment when Mars moves into your sign. And while I see you very busy during September, going about, you know, you've got quite a lot on your plate at this time, be gentle with yourself. Mars is in your sign. And when Mars is in Cancer, an energy adjustment is required. You cannot go full tilt. You need to consciously allow yourself time every day to pause, whether that's a half an hour in the afternoon or waking up a half an hour early to spend time connecting with yourself. But you need to take time every day for quiet time, especially in September and the first part of October. Around September 18th, there's going to be an eclipse. That eclipse is in Pisces. That can be very emotional. Things can rise to the surface, emotional content. So once again, a good time to nurture yourself and get the balance right between caring for others and caring for yourself, which is of course an ongoing theme for you, Cancer. October begins with another eclipse, and this will be on October 2nd, give or take a day on either side, and it's going to mirror back to that very first eclipse of the year. If you recall, that was on March 25th, and the one in October is in the same area of your chart, your roots, your home, one of the parents, endings and beginnings. So there will be a focus there, and there will be something that you need to see, something that is revealed. And once again, things could also be shifting at work at that time. So I invite you to not make any major decisions and wait until after October 3rd when things come to light, and you'll be in a more relaxed place to make any choices that need to be made and to move forward with the rest of the year. Early November sees a switch for you, Cancer, for the positive in terms of vitality. I see you stepping out, going to the gym, getting fit, getting healthy. This is the time of year you want to go for your dental checkup, your doctor's checkup. And it's also a time of year where there's once again activity on checking in with, how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about your body? How do you feel about the warm and loving energy that you put out into the world? So use November wisely. Mars is traveling in Leo at this time, and there's a lot of energy to put fire into your system and to move forward with things. And Cancer, the sign of Leo for you is also your house of money and finances, your resources. And there's going to be a lot of opportunity to work on that area, maybe bringing more money in, because Mars is going to have a long retrograde cycle all the way from December 6 of 2024 to late February of 2025. So think about that. Mars usually whizzes through the signs about a month and a half at a time. And here we have a 3-month opportunity. And it's going to be in Leo. It's also going to dip back into Cancer, your sign. So what are you working on? You know, one of the things that keeps coming up for me today is I see you working on your body, like really feeling good, getting fit, maybe losing weight. But of course, there are other ways to work on our body. And maybe you're taking on a deeper practice such as Tai Chi or yoga, and you're going deeply into this mind-body connection. Regardless, great time to invest in yourself, especially in that last part of 2024, early 2025, when with a retrograde planet, we get to rework things. And Mars is an energy planet. We can use its energy however we wish, but we need to be aware of how we channel it. So unchanneled Mars energy can manifest in anger or in outbursts. And my wish for you, Cancer, is that you channel that Mars energy all the way from November through to February in positive ways of working on your body, working on yourself, expending energy in a disciplined and focused area. And we have not one but 2 new moons in December. So you get double opportunity to refresh, to reset, to regroup. The first new moon is right at the beginning of the month, and that is in Sagittarius, a place of your chart which again asks you to focus on health, to invest in yourself. And the second new moon is right at the end of the year, December 30th, possibly the 31st or the 29th for you, depending on your time zone. And that new moon is in Capricorn, highlighting partnership. Maybe you're celebrating with a loved one, or you're meeting someone new at that time. And of course, we can't forget the last full moon of the year. And that is going to take place in the middle of the month, around December 15th, in a place of your chart that is a little more private. So don't worry if you don't feel like going to that big holiday party around December 15th. It's okay to stay home. You've got a lunation happening in a private part of your chart, the part of your chart where you like to shut the door and take some time. That's fine. Do that. You're working in tune. And if you do have to get out for protocol's sake, put on a good front and come home early. That's fine. That's okay. Cancer, I'm wishing you all the best for 2024. If you found anything helpful in this video, please like and subscribe. It helps me to grow this channel. And I will see you next time.